And I'm coming to you here from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. And it's an honor and a privilege to introduce this gentleman who's going to be sharing our 7K medals tonight. He's an amazing leader, he's an amazing trainer. And I got to see him and Danielle on the stage for the first time, and I was absolutely mesmerized. They're such a dynamic duo. Little Meg Ryan is what I call her, and Mr. Humor over there, the dry sense of humor. But dynamic leaders, such fun people. They know how to do this business, and they're servant leaders, and they love to share, and they love to make things better for folks. And I just love associating with them, affiliating with them, and locking arms with them on this mission that we have to share 7K around the world. And Mark and Danielle just do a dynamic job of that, and it's an honor and a privilege to have him here. So help me welcome Mark and Danielle.
Well,
Take it
thank
away,
you.
Mark.
That's so nice, Kathy. Sounds almost as good as when I wrote it last night. Anyway, another dumb joke. But anyway, Kathy's awesome. We've known Kathy for years, and we've always thought the world of her, but we never really had a chance to work together. And I have to tell you that when she reached out to us initially, we weren't open or really looking for anything. But our story just back in the beginning of 2020, we were looking at our bank account. I'm in my 50s now, and it's like retirement's catching up to us pretty fast. And I'm looking at our bank account, and it's going nowhere. Matter of fact, we had paid extra money to have an interest-bearing account so we could get ahead, or so we thought. And our fees were more than our interest we were earning, so we're going backwards, actually. You take a look at the cost of living going up for everybody around. How are we supposed to survive, much less retire? It doesn't make any sense. And so we're thinking, what are we going to do? And so we always had listened to Robert Kiyosaki, who had written Rich Dad Poor Dad. And he'd always said, buy Bitcoin, buy gold and silver. Now we didn't know a whole lot about Bitcoin, and I wanted something more tangible, physical, than something that was, and nothing against crypto. I think people should diversify, but I'm just saying I love the idea of gold and silver. So we took what we had in our savings. We actually had a friend of mine jump on and do a three-way call with the person at the local dealer, because I had no idea what I was doing. And he talked to us and gave us some tips. And basically, we bought some gold and silver. And like Danielle likes to say, we went in there clueless and we came out clueless, except now we had gold and silver in our hands. Our bags of gold and silver walking down to our car. And it's like, this is great, but what do we do with this? And it was a few months later that Kathy called us up. Now, we were at the time, we were like, I don't know, like many people in this world today, we didn't really have something we were passionate about. And but Kathy called us up and she said, hey, that's something I'd like to take a look at. She said, it's all about gold and silver. And that sparked our attention right away. We'll be grateful to her till the day that we pass on off this earth, because it really saved us. It gave us a direction. It gave us a purpose. It gave something that aligned with our belief system, morals, ethical, everything that we wanted. We saw the company and we said, okay, we're going to get started. And we started, we got the membership, we got some gold and silver. We started taking part in the collectibles, even though we were very resistant to it initially. We didn't want to. Kathy had to convince us to get our first collectible, which we're grateful to for this day. And here we are a year and a half later, folks, and it has changed our lives. We've saved more in the past year and a half than we've ever saved. We're seeing appreciation of our money. But most importantly, with what we're seeing in the world, everybody, with the dollar dropping in value the way it is, we're empowering people by getting the word out to them. And if you're a guest listening to this, I want everybody to understand, I'm not here to pitch you on anything or sell you on anything. I want to show you something that sincerely is something that everybody needs to know about. Whether you want to act on it, that's up to you. The person who brought you to the table here thought enough of you to say, listen, you need to see this. And so hopefully I'll be able to convey that information well enough for everybody. And then we'll have our VP of marketing come on, Blake, who'll kind of give you a little bit more of the vision about what our company's doing. But I'll say this, everybody, this is getting you ready. This is helping you so that you're protecting everything, all the money that you're working so hard for every day. And the education component that comes along with this is invaluable. So I'm going to share my screen here, and then we'll get started. So give me one moment. And there we go. Okay. So there's no black boxes blocking my screen, is there, Kathy? Okay, perfect. All right. So I want to say thanks everybody for joining us, and I'm going to go through this real quickly. Before I do, I'm going to read this disclaimer because we want to be very compliant with all the regulatory agencies out there. Purchasing precious metals involves risk. We strongly encourage you to exercise due diligence and properly educate yourself prior to purchasing precious metals. The information presented in 7K's Wealth Strategies is not to be considered tax or financial advice. We encourage you to seek appropriate professional advice regarding the tax and financial implications of buying, owning, or selling precious metals. The price and future value of precious metals is based on many factors, including but not limited to market and economic conditions. Past performance of precious metals is no guarantee of future performance or future value. All right, now that I've said that and gotten that out of the way, let me give you my personal disclaimer, everybody. They should have a disclaimer 10 times that size on our paper money because it is backed by nothing, okay? I'm telling you that flat out. But I want to say that, so let's just get started. Think about your situation and think about everybody around you. I don't even need to ask this question. Okay, everybody's working harder right now for less money and they're barely getting by. Food's going up, gas is going up, it's ridiculous. These numbers in 2017 show that 44% of Americans at that time couldn't cover a $400 emergency expense. What do you think's happening now? People are tapping into their savings to just basically get by, pay for their gas. It's crazy. And so people in that time had to rely on debt. And look at the growth of inflation from 2000 to 2018. These numbers are staggering, but the staggering fact of the matter is that in the past 2 years, even this past year's inflation has eclipsed some of these numbers. And that is crazy because literally we're seeing people's lives being changed and yet their income is not going up to be able to keep up with that rising cost of living. This is one of the biggest reasons why. An increased money supply. Now, how this all started was back in 1913, our Federal Reserve was created. In 1944, after World War II, all of the countries, all the allied countries got together and said, okay, the US dollar is going to be the world's reserve currency because we had the largest gold supply and we could basically back our dollar with gold. And so instead of sending gold all around the world, we were sending paper dollars, and that was basically the same. However, increased spending by our country, as well as trade deficits and so many more things, sound familiar, led in 1971 to Richard Nixon, the president, saying our dollar is no longer going to be backed by gold. And because he didn't want to be sending all our gold to all these other countries. I didn't know all this 2 years ago. I learned a lot of this just from this company. And I'll tell you, it's an eye opener because as soon as he did that, every currency around the world, every one of our paper dollars, our currencies became backed by nothing. They became what's called a fiat currency. Fiat currency is backed only by what the government says it's worth and by the people's faith in that dollar. How strong do you think the people's faith is in the dollar right now? Think about that. I mean, we're in a situation where the dollar used to be the only form of currency in which oil was traded around the world. Now you have India, Russia, and China. They're all trading oil using their currencies, the rubles and the yuan. And the dollar's not even in sight on that. You guys, I'm telling you, the dollar is dropping in value and purchasing power by the day. And it's simply because they're printing so much money. You look at the purchasing power in 1913, 100 years later, it went from $1 down to a nickel. And I'll guarantee you now it's less than a penny. Now, this is what happens when countries have a fiat system that's where, again, money's backed by nothing. And they try to get out of a crisis. They start printing their way out of a crisis. They print more money. They put more money into circulation. What happens when you have more of something? It goes down in value. So this happened in Germany, it happened in Argentina, and it happened in Zimbabwe. And most recently, it happened in Venezuela. And so the dollar becomes literally, it starts losing value. Look at what happened in Venezuela when they went through hyperinflation. Look at how much money it took of their dollars to be able to go out there and just buy food or toilet paper. Okay, now this is not meant to scare anybody. This is allowing us to basically be prepared because what's happening is the US is following the same model that all these other countries did. They're trying to print their way out of an economic crisis. And our country's history, all of the money that's been printed, 80% of it was in the past 2 years in all of our entire country's history. So we need to basically understand that they want to move to another system. And when they move off that system to a new one, it's not going to be good for really any of us. So we need to be prepared. And that's where sound money like gold and silver can be an excellent hedge against that, can help to protect you. Governments and financial institutions are hoarding it. They're collecting it like crazy right now because they understand the intrinsic value. Gold and silver, what's called God's money, sound money. It will be there long after all of us are here, are gone, but it was here long before any of us were even here. And so this right here is true value. You can go anywhere in the world and it'll be looked upon as money. Now, let me tell you the purchasing power of gold and silver. Go back to 1965. And if you looked at that, I went to a Ford Mustang dealership, for example. You could have literally walked in there with 2,500 ounces of silver or 2,500 paper dollars and driven out with a brand new car. But fast forward to 2020, the same scenario, 2,500 ounces of silver would get you 2 cars, $2,500 in paper money, maybe put the down payment on one. Okay, now here's another big startling statistic. Look back at 20 years ago. Gold is worth 3 times as much as it was 20 years ago. This blew my mind. In 2001, you could have bought a home for 626 ounces of gold or $169,000. Fast forward to 2 years ago, you could have bought 3 homes for less gold, worth more than $1 million combined between the 3. Imagine if we've been taking our paper money and converting it over to gold and silver the entire time. Imagine where we'd be. So here's the thing, though, and this is the situation Danielle and myself ran into. What do we do? What do we buy? Who do I trust? There's a lot of fake people out there who are selling stuff that's not real. How much money does it take to start? Sometimes there's minimums, and we definitely had no knowledge. And some of the other things that people find is they're always getting mixed advice. Telling you, you want to get some bars, you want to get some coins, when really it's going to differ depending upon what your needs are. And you'll learn that in this program because there's education that will teach you that. There were scammers. A lot of companies, you have to have a lot of money to get into the game. And a lot of times a tough learning curve because there's not many people out there to teach us. Here's a big one. A lot of companies are selling inventory or selling silver they don't even have in their own inventory. They're waiting to get it. So you've got to wait and hope that they get it. So 7K put together a program because they didn't want to make it so that the average person was cut out of the game. This was put together for every single one of us. Our company is the best. You've got a community of people. No one looks at each other's age, race, background, whatever they're heavy or thin or whatever it might be. It doesn't matter. We're a group of people who just want to go out there and live a good, free life and help others to be living a good life too, and just bless others. What a great community, especially in this divisive society that we're surrounded by right now. What a great group where literally everywhere you turn, you have someone who wants to help you win, including our founders. Our founders are 4 gentlemen with some of the highest integrity, some of the best honesty, the highest morals that you'll find. They didn't put this together to make money. They each are financially independent. They put this together for us, for the masses. The average person can get their hands on gold and silver. And I'll tell you, I didn't believe that initially because I'm like, these guys sound too good to be true. I've heard it all before, but we earned a trip to Cancun and we went there very skeptically. And then we got a chance to hear them speak and we got to hear their heart. And we get to see their authenticity. And I'll tell you, that made us believe it's like these guys are real and their families are some of the most caring people that you'll ever run into. That's what we want to be a part of. We want to be a part of this community of really caring people who just want to see each other win. So what they did was they put together a membership like Spotify, Hulu, Amazon, whatever it might be. It's a membership model. Costco is a very good example. That's how our company was really created, on the idea of what Costco is about. You get a membership, gives you access to be able to go in and have all these benefits for a year. And that's kind of the way ours was set up. So let me tell you the benefits that you get with a 7K membership. First and foremost, education. You're going to get the buyer certification training. This is an outstanding program that's going to teach you the 5 different reasons as to why to buy gold and silver. And then it's going to allow you to be able to figure out which category or categories you fall into. Then it'll even tell you which metals to buy to help you meet your goals. This is outstanding training. It's something seriously they should be teaching in school, and everybody needs to know this. You need to know this stuff. This can protect you and your family. This education you're not going to find out there, but we're going to sit there and give you everything you need to know in layman's terms so you can understand it. So where do you start? Bullion is one place that a lot of people start. I want to get ounces. I want to get gold and silver ounces. So how do you get it with a 7K membership? Well, I put together a video that's going to demonstrate real quickly how that works. So let me play that real quick and you'll be able to see how our membership can help you get it. So many people are looking to buy bullion and they want to get the best ways that they can get access to it. With your 7K Metals membership, there are a couple of ways that you can do it. Once you've logged in from your website, which you just saw, you can see here that there is a section with 7K Select, jewelry, and even Dealer Direct. If you click on the Dealer Direct section, you're going to see some bullion that's going to be down in there that you can have direct access to during regular business hours. This is Monday through Friday, US time. And a lot of times you have some great deals, so they tend to sell out pretty quickly, so grab them if you can. Anything you buy here will be sent to you. Now, for those people who are looking for more variety in terms of buying bullion, that's when you log into your account and you go into your back office to your menu and you go to your digital wallet, the Sound Money wallet. This is just like a crypto wallet, except you have access to gold and silver eagles 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And you can go in, you can buy them and have them stored for yourself physically in a vault, even though you're buying them digitally. There's no minimums, no maximums. So simply click transfer, and after putting in a security code, which I've already done, you can load your wallet in many different ways. Once it's in your cash balance, you can go in and buy silver or gold again with no minimums or no maximums. In this case, I'll buy a simple dollar's worth, and you can see that that's buying 0.028785 ounces at this current price of Silver Eagles at $34.74 an ounce, which at the time of this recording is extremely competitive. This is free. I click transfer, and just like that, $1 of silver has been purchased and is in my vault. And that's great to have. Imagine those people who want to be able to buy gold, but they can't afford $2,000 an ounce. The other big advantages of the wallet are this. First off, you can have that free storage, but if you want to have the metal sent to you, you absolutely can do that. You just simply click on silver, click on mail it to me, click the amount of whole ounces you want sent, and they will send them directly to your door. Or, even better, you could transfer physical metals digitally to another member. Maybe they perform some service for you, such as fixing your car, and you want to send $100 in silver to them. Just simply put in their username and maybe a thank you, click transfer, and they'll have $100 worth of silver in their digital wallet. This is an incredible benefit within this membership. So many people. Oop. And so this is the Sound Money wallet. Basically, the wallet is what you just saw. If you decide that you want to share, you can get commissions put in there. You can fund it in many different ways, but then you've got so many different options with this wallet. It is outstanding. So if you're looking to get gold and silver bullion, there are many ways that you can get it through this membership. However, I'm going to shift gears because this is another aspect of our membership that I think everybody needs to know about, and we were not interested in originally. Danielle and myself, when Kathy said, oh, you want to get some of these coins of the month, the autosaver coins, we're like, do we have to? And the main reason why is I wanted to get the most value per ounce for the silver that I was getting. I didn't want to be paying more for a coin that just because it was a collectible, I was going to be paying more per ounce. I didn't get it. Here's the thing I didn't understand. Collectibles have unbelievable value, so much more value than even just the metals, because of their rarity, because of their low mintage, the design, the story. When you see the stories behind some of our coins, they're heartwarming, they're touching, and they get emotional. And so the coins really have historic significance in ours. This comic book was from 1962. It's a Spider-Man comic book, sold for 12 cents. And it just recently sold for $3.6 million at an auction. Now, if you look at it, it's made of paper and ink. The composition is not worth probably more than $5, but you take a look at what it's worth because of the rarity and people wanting to have it. It's unbelievable. And I can show you more and more examples. I talked to a gentleman today. He showed me that he had a collection of pens. He opening up case after case. Some of those pens worth hundreds of dollars. I was like, wow, people love to collect certain things. Look at the Mickey Mantle card. That one sold for $5.2 million. Star Wars action figure, like stamps, so many more things. And I'll tell you what, the value of those can go through the roof. And if you look where the wealthy go out there and they spend their money, it's on exclusive real estate, fine art, and they're rare coins, gold, and usable precious metals. It simply makes sense. And the collectibles are incredible. Matter of fact, look at what some of these have done. The Julius Caesar coin you see right there came out March 15th of last year. I remember because that was the anniversary date of his death. And we were looking forward to getting that coin. We got that coin for $349. Right now, that you cannot buy that coin for less than $1,000. And I'll tell you, there's people who want that coin. There's only 500 in existence. That's why the value is there. Some of these others, that Montana butterfly we bought, it was one of our autosaver coins. We paid 139 bucks for that coin in December of 2020. Today, the market value is close to $1,200 for that one coin. Man, I got to tell you, where would our money be if it was sitting in the bank going backwards? Whereas here we actually got something of value. And that's where you're going to get training on collecting as well. So you make the right choices. You make sure you're getting the coins that you know are going to have a good chance of appreciating value. This is an incredible training. These two trainings themselves are worth the cost of the membership alone. And this here is another benefit because 7K mints their own exclusive coins. And then they have these exclusive coin drops. They have one tomorrow where they're releasing again some incredible exclusive coins that you can get, that many of them, I will tell you, are going to increase in value before you even get them. So I want to have everybody just really understand our autosaver program. I put together a very quick audio or video that explains what our autosaver is. It's a way you can get collectibles sent to you automatically each month. But check this out. It's real short and sweet.
Another huge benefit of the 7K membership is the chance to have disciplined automatic savings for you in the form of a rare collectible being sent to you automatically each month. This has been a great way for Danielle and us to be able to go out and take the same money that was earning nothing in the bank, and now through our collectibles on our stack and sell, be able to see as much as a 45% increase in our market value. In these particular sets, as you can see, they're incredible sets of collectibles that you can get, and you can pick from any of them, or you can get more than one if you'd like. The big advantage is that you're getting automatic discipline savings that's providing not only value, but also education. And I want everybody to understand, this is the thing that opened up my eyes, was the $1.2 million mistake. That if you would have been investing in a MS-70, which is perfect condition, Silver Eagle coin every single month since 1986 through 2020, your total investment would have been about $40,000 to $50,000. But the value of that collection today would be between $1.2 to $1.6 million. The power of disciplined auto savings and collectibles. This is why this is a great part of the 7K membership.
All right. Now stack and sell, because we were sitting there saying, okay, great. We go out and get these collectibles. Now what do we do with them? We didn't know how we were going to sell them if we wanted to sell them. We don't use eBay. And so we were wondering how we're going to do it. So this company came out with another benefit of this membership. It's called Stack and Sell, that allows you to scan your graded coins and evaluate them and even be able to buy and sell them anonymously. Watch this video. You'll be able to see how Stack and Sell works. Another benefit here.
One of the most popular benefits in the 7K membership is the Stack and Sell platform, which allows you to not only register your graded coins, but also to buy and sell them completely anonymously as you make sure the coins are authenticated in the process. Watch how this works. When you get your collectible coin, you register for your Stack and Sell platform through your 7K membership. Then you simply scan, using the barcode on the coin, that coin into your registry. Once it's in your registry, you now have proof that that coin is yours, which can help to protect against theft. But as you can see in each of these coins cases, you'll be able to see not only what you paid, but the current market value at what the coin is currently selling for, and also the equity that you've already earned. Now, in this particular case, I'm showing you the last 5 coins that we have actually purchased from 7K Metals in the collectible space. 2 of those being the State Animal Series in silver as auto savers. So think about this. An automatic saving coin that we didn't even think about was automatically sent to us, and those first 2 coins, which are examples of that, were already appreciating in value by the time they got to my door. In other words, I paid a certain amount, and by the time they got to me, they had already increased in market value. That's pretty amazing, and we cannot predict what any coins are going to do, but it shows you the power of disciplined savings. Our collectible coins have increased 45% as of the recording of this particular, telling you how this works. And so I think it's so important that everybody understand this is a great way for you to build some assets for yourself and build some assets for your family, that if you decide to sell them, I'll just simply show you this. Let's say that I want to sell this particular coin. I get this, I'll be able to see what I paid. I'll be able to see the market value. And if I want to sell it, it's simply the click of a button. I put in my asking price and click submit. It will go up on the marketplace, where if someone buys my coin, I will then send it to Stack and Sell, where they authenticate it and forward it on to the buyer. All completely anonymous, and at the same time making sure the coin is authenticated in the process. This is outstanding and a great way to build assets for your future.
And so this again is
One of the most
this is an example of how people are using these collectibles to build something to leave behind to their families. This is Chris Latin. We met this gentleman in an airport. What a nice man. He actually flew Black Hawk and trained people how to fly Black Hawk helicopters. Look at his stack. This right here is a legacy he can leave behind for his family. And I got to tell you, there's a lot more member benefits. We've shown you some of the highlights of them, but I'm going to zip through them real quickly. You've got your digital wallet. We showed you how that worked. We've got your stack and sell. Showed you how that worked. That's outstanding. The unique, one of its kind in the world. The 7K Advantage is a discount program. I'm going to share with you something real quickly on that. You even have a shopping cart on your site, as you saw, where you can go shopping for things. But let's show you that 7K Advantage is outstanding. Just a real quick video on that one.
Another incredible benefit with the 7K Metals membership is probably the most underrated, and that is the 7K Advantage discount program that every active member is going to be able to utilize. This is a great way for people in the US to be able to save on over 800,000 different ways, ranging from different restaurants that they might eat in, to clothing, to oil changes, to tires, to you name it. And people everywhere, members everywhere, can benefit from the incredible exclusive travel discounts that they can get with this program. At the same time, you can go down and use this to even calculate how much your savings would be for a year.
So that shows you, everybody, that literally you can save more than the cost probably of what your membership is, as long as you're using these benefits. We've got our Auto Saver Discipline Savings Program. We have a health care program, a health insurance plan, largest nationwide network of doctors, and something that has year-round enrollment with outstanding premiums and deductibles, better than what you'll find out there. Access to bullion, rare coin drops, and if you decide that you want to share this membership with others, you certainly can. You can create a little bit of income for yourself or a lot of income for yourself. It's up to you. And there's some great tax advantages that come along with that. We have gold-backed IRAs. We have people getting retirement plans that are backed by precious metals. Outstanding. Danielle and myself did that for ours. And then there's e-commerce sales. There's so much more. So there's two memberships that we have, everybody. There's the standard membership and there's the premium membership. I'll kind of put it in a nutshell. The standard membership is for that person who just wants to maybe get the membership, maybe use a few of the benefits. They're not really looking to share it with other people. It's an $800 value, but you can get that for $199. It's a good plan. The ideal way that I would recommend everybody to go with, though, is the premium membership. With the premium membership, you don't have a limit on how many coins that you can stack or register in Stack and Sell. You also get all the bells and whistles, all the reports and everything you need to know. So if you're looking to share, or if you're looking to also maybe stack a lot of coins, then, and if it's also budgetable, go with the premium membership. You won't be disappointed. That's what we went with. And we found that literally we were able to pay itself off very, very quickly. That's a $1,500 value, and you can get that for $499. Now, in addition to that, pick your autosaver. Just pick your whichever coin or collectible that you'd like to be able to get on a monthly basis. You can change this whenever you want. But the advantage of this is, again, it's disciplined savings. I'll tell you, the State Animal Series in silver, we have parents, grandparents getting that for their kids, building something that's a legacy for them, educating them, and so forth. And so that's our membership, everybody. And I want you to consider this. If you see value in the membership, then get a membership for yourself. You really want to. You won't be disappointed with it. We've shared this with a lot of folks, and we have a lot of people who've gotten the membership, and I haven't heard anybody complaining. As long as they're using it, they're loving it. I do want to tell everybody, though, that there is a way that you can actually go out there and beat this inflation a little bit more. And that's that our company builds this and spreads the word about this incredible membership by a word of mouth marketing method. We just go out there and share this with people that we care about. And you don't have to ever do that. 85% of our members don't share this with anybody. They just want it for the benefits that it provides for themselves. But if you're looking to maybe create an additional income stream, maybe create an additional $500 a month or even $500 a week, would that be helpful to you? Do you know of other families that could be helpful to? Because you can. And how it works is simply you share this with other people. Can you invite someone onto a presentation like this? Maybe send them to a website, maybe give them a video to look at. If you can do that, then you can do this. And again, if you don't want to share, you don't have to. But I'll tell you what, if we can beat this cost of living increase, wouldn't it be awesome to do that? Remember how they said the average person couldn't cover a $400 emergency expense? We could get people getting $500 a month or even $500 a week just by going out there and finding a couple people that would see value in this amazing membership. Now, how it works is simple. I'm going to just basically tell you it's a point system, kind of like a frequent flyer points. It's a team effort, and you can earn incredible income. There are videos that will show you specifically how you can earn, but we have people who are earning back their initial investment even within their first week. Now, is that going to happen for everybody? It's up to you. But I'll tell you what, people need to know about this membership, and there's a demand for it. So keep that in mind. Okay. That's always an option you have for yourself. If you can create an additional income stream without having to leave your home and add more gas mileage or gas price onto your expenses, that's a good thing. A little bit of our company philosophies, everybody. We look to make a difference. They're obsessed with significance. Just look at these philosophies and get to know these people. They build leaders, teachers, and entrepreneurs who really want to teach wealth and legacy so that people can pass it on to their heirs. And I'll tell you what, they really believe and they're innovative, and they go out there and they make things happen. So I want everybody to just consider this before I finally wrap up one more time. And I'm going to ask a couple people to share their story before I have, even our VP of marketing come on. But Kathy, I see you out there. Would you mind just briefly sharing your story in terms of what this membership has done for you? And I'm going to stop sharing.
Absolutely. Thanks, Mark. I think I'm unmuted. Am I unmuted?
You are.
Yeah, I'm not that good with technology, but thank you, Mark. I'm a jeweler by trade, guys. So I started in the retail jewelry business. I graduated from the University of Alabama. I did the first ever retail internship in fine jewelry. So I ended up with 3 retail stores here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. So that allowed me to be in the space of gold and silver in a wholesale way for decades, and I got to learn the system and how it works. So I knew what it takes to get a good deal, and I love sharing. This is my necklace that I made for me. I used to make cufflinks and rings and all kind of stuff for folks. Well, this was mine. I paid $200 for this ounce of gold and got change back. So I traded $200 for this ounce of gold. Today I could go anywhere in the world. It's recognized as gold. I could get over $2,000 for it. And it speaks a language all of its own. I could feed my family. I could navigate over borders. I could do whatever I needed to do with gold. It talks. It's been money for over 5,000 years. That's what I love about what we've got. Through all those decades of what I did in the jewelry business to get the best deals for my customers, finally with 3 stores, 7K has already done that. They have done all the heavy lifting. They have all the relationships globally. They've already built a multi-billion-dollar global business. They know how to do this, navigate, negotiate. They have negotiated the best deals for us. So simply by grabbing a membership, you got dealer direct access to gold and silver like nobody's business. And they have, like you're hearing Mark said, they don't sell anything they don't have. They've got stockpiles of this. We're in a good spot. And you know what's going on with the economy right now. I don't know of anybody that doesn't need to hear about this. And still, really, y'all, it's a well-kept secret. There's lots of our friends out here that don't know what to do, and they don't know who to trust. But I really feel like Mark and Danielle and myself and several other leaders on this Zoom have found something amazing. And we're really on a mission to share it. Because I don't know of anybody that doesn't need to have some gold and silver. You need to trade some of that paper money for real money to protect what you've worked so hard for. So it's just a real simple way. Just grab a membership and the rest will just take care of itself. Whether you want to share it or not is an option, but everybody needs a membership. So I'm honored to be here with such distinguished folks, and I love our community and we love sharing it. So thank you, Mark, for asking me to share. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Kathy, for bringing this to our attention. I see my better half out there, Danielle, if you wouldn't mind kind of popping off and just kind of sharing a little bit about what this has done, at least from your perspective, for us.
Sure. Hi, everybody. My background, I was actually a teacher. I was a special ed teacher for 14 years. And if anybody told me I'd be talking about gold and silver today, I would have never imagined. But the one thing that stands out for me so much is that gold and silver, as Kathy said, I mean, this is God's money. It's always been money, yet we were never taught about it. And had we all been taught about gold and silver from the get-go, every single one of us would be in a very different financial situation. The good news is, though, it's not too late. So the education for us has been so empowering. I mean, so empowering. And as Mark mentioned, we've never saved more money in our lives. And I've got my kids all with a membership. I've taught them now 17, 19, and 21 to save in gold and silver. They're also getting the collectibles. So we sleep well at night. You know, no matter what's going on in the outside world, we feel good, we feel secure, and we feel prepared. So thanks, Mark.
Awesome, Danielle. And I'm going to ask two more folks. And Babette, could you take about 1 minute, share your story? I know you weren't expecting it, but I hope you don't mind me calling on you.
Not a problem. Thank you. Actually, it's very kind. Yeah, my husband and I had been actually warned. His brother is an evangelist world touring out of Australia, and he's been warning us to buy gold and silver for the last decade. We didn't know where to go. We didn't know who to trust. We had been scammed a few times. We did not know until the education in this membership that we had actually been holding on to several $1,000s with fake silver. And so we were pretty excited to get that education. Like Mark and Danielle are talking about, nobody teaches you this, you know, and thank God for peer-to-peer marketing, because really the best way to get informed and educated is through a business model like this. But when we first joined, Ben Rusk told us about it. And ironically, we had already been asking him advice on buying gold and silver prior to even him getting his membership. So when he joined, he shared it with us. And our intention was not to build a business, but to collect and invest and stack in a trustworthy place. But when the coins started delivering, our sound money bullion started delivering, I was like, wait a minute, what are we missing here? And I started really kind of digging into the compensation plan. And I'll tell you what, for the first time in my career in network marketing, I am really truly earning a true residual income. If nobody ever on my team ever promoted the membership again, I would be earning a minimum of $1,000 a month in residual income. I've never had that happen to me before in just a product alone. So anyway, if you guys are on the fence, if you guys are taking a look, this is your first time, you know, don't hold back, because this thing has grown. I do need to share this. January of last year is when I joined, there was 20,000 members. We have over 100,000 members now. Because of the way that we're growing, we're expecting 250,000 members this time next year. So come on, guys, join the party.
All right. Thank you so much, Babette. And I see so many more leaders that I'd love to have share, but we have our very special guest on here. And I'm going to say a few kind words about this gentleman, because he is one of the most down-to-earth, real, genuine, honest, caring, I would say, servant leaders that I've ever met. What a very, very good person. And he's not too bad at cornhole either, from what I discovered with a couple of miraculous shots that he happened to pull off. That I was blown away by. But anyway, I have to just say, this is an honor to be able to introduce him and to have him share a little bit with everybody here tonight. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to our Vice President of Marketing, Mr. Blake Davis. Thank you, sir, for being on.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate that. It's a pleasure. Thank you for the invite to come on tonight. It's awesome. Looks like you got a good crew. Love it. Well,
Absolutely.
I want to be, as always, I mean, I'll keep sending the checks. You're still saying nice stuff about me, so we'll keep the checks coming. He asked for collector coins, but I can't do that. We have to got to do fake money, right, Mark? So I want to be as helpful as I can tonight. So you guys help me know how to do that. Mark, Kathy, Danielle, whoever wants to jump in, help me know where to go here so I can be of the most help.
I think the biggest thing that we have here, Blake, is we have a lot of folks who are guests taking a look at 7K metals for the first time. A lot of them may not be as familiar with 7K, so we gave them a full overview, demonstrated what some of the benefits were. If you wouldn't mind kind of sharing what the vision of the company is and how we could help the average person out there to get ahead in these times, that would be incredible.
Yeah, of course. Love it. Well, welcome, and thank you for everyone to take the time tonight. As these guys have probably already said, we value the most important resource that you have, which is your time. And thank you for trusting it with us tonight. And you've chosen some good leaders to trust it with. There's a lot of leaders on this call that that have tremendous experience, but more than that, have massive, massive hearts and take a lot of time to be able to help develop people. And if you put in the chat for me, whoever's brand new on the call, just put in the chat for me if you have ever done anything like this business before. Network marketing, something of this nature, what you've seen tonight. Put in the chat, yes, if you have before. No, never. Good. Yeah, put no if you haven't. That's great, actually. Nope, nope, nope. Yes, good. Perfect. So if you've been in it before, then you'll know that there's always lots of promises that are made about one thing in particular, and that is developing people, right? Mark's shaking his head. There's always obviously there's big promises that you can make a lot of money and that the product is going to save your health, and it's going to make you not die, and it's going to do this for you and that for you and all the things, right? And whatever someone could come up with, they will tell you. But the crux of this business, the crux of what we do here is develop people. And I'm telling you right now, if a company in our space does not do that well, it will not last. Because what we know is that the people, you guys, right? The people that are out there, like, look, we don't spend millions of dollars on advertising like other gold and silver businesses do, right? We don't do that. We don't do billboards. We don't go on Glenn Beck, or a lot of conservative radio hosts have tons of gold commercials happening, right? Fox News, what have you. We don't go on local radio stations. We don't do that. We don't do TV advertising. We don't spend our money there. What we do instead is we pay you guys to help share, right? You guys are our marketing arm. You're the salespeople. And so inside of that, one of the most important things, like I was talking about earlier, is developing people, right? Building a community where everyone can feel safe enough to be able to get whatever it is that they're trying to get. And so here at 7K, we've seen within our leadership group, I mean, we have well over 150 years of experience inside of not only this space, but traditional businesses as well. And I'm talking between the founders, between the executive team, right? And so with all that experience, we've ran the gamut of seeing lots of other companies out there doing it in ways that we don't like. We've been a part of companies, I've been a part of a couple companies that at the end of the day got really distasteful to me because the community they built wasn't one that I wanted to be a part of. Products were good, by the way, but the community wasn't what I wanted. It's not who I wanted to be. And so one of the things that we pride ourselves on here at 7K is the community that we're building. And I want to just impress upon you that one thing, because at the end of the day, I'm guessing that most of you on the call, if you didn't know it before tonight, have already been told or have already had the thought, I should probably buy gold and silver. Like almost everybody has the thought at some point, like, oh, maybe I should actually look into that. It's one of the things that has had value for the endurance of our existence on Earth, right? I mean, it's a precious metal. It's a natural resource that as humans it's very useful to us. Not only useful, but it's also wanted. And so that being said, it's kind of a no-brainer that we should have more of it. And especially in the economic times that you guys have now seen, if you went through the overview, you've seen some of the stuff that's going on, or at least you've seen it dissected maybe in a different way than you're hearing on the news, right? And maybe why gold and silver can help in that way. But beyond that, you guys, the product is phenomenal. It will continue to be phenomenal. I mean, we can't do anything. We can't do anything to make it not phenomenal because it's gold and silver, right? All we do is enhance it and make cool collector coins with it, which is like really fun. But beyond that, you guys, if there's no other reason to, if you're on the fence, like Babette said, if you've got any skepticism, if you've done this before and you're like, hey, I'm burnt out, or the last one I joined wasn't what it promised, right? Or if you've never done this before and you've got a little nerves, you're not sure what to expect, just know that if you come in with the intention of being a part of the community that's being built here, you can't lose. In all honesty, like if your expectation is to be a little bit better and to learn a little bit more and to lock arms with people who are trying to do big things in the world, and just by default will drag you along with them if you're willing, then I could talk about member benefits for the next, the member benefits that we have for the next hour. But that like, you'll see all that, right? If there's no other reason that you should take the jump tonight, if you're on the fence, it's that. Because my guess is if you're on this call, you're looking for something more, or you're looking for something different, right? Or you wouldn't have taken the time. And I'm telling you that whatever you're looking for is probably found in some way inside of our compensation plan, inside of our education platform, inside of our products. But I guarantee you what you're really looking for is inside of our community. I guarantee it. If you plug in and you actually try to learn from the folks on this call tonight, and you try to attend events and you try to learn more about gold and silver, there is no way that you can't get the value out of whatever you pay for a membership. I promise you. Like the first company that I ever was involved in, I was 21 years old, and I didn't make much money in that one. I was involved in it for about a year, but the lessons that I learned in that year, in fact, there's lots of things that I will teach people along the way, and I go, where did I learn that? And it's from that first year in that first company that I decided to go all in on, and I plugged in, right? And it set me up for a lot of different successes in my life. And it helped me avoid a lot of failures that I could have had. By the way, had lots of failures too, right? But as a 21-year-old, it was probably one of the biggest blessings that could have come in my life because of the community and the education that I was able to plug into. So that being said, one of the things that we value most here, I already said it, was developing people. But the second thing is, with all the experience that I referenced, 150 years, or whatever, between everybody in different businesses, nobody's really chasing money in the executive team and in the founders group. And that's a big deal. There are lots of owners out there that start businesses like this that are chasing money. And usually that comes a little bit of desperation on the back end, which usually leads to poor decisions. And our biggest goal here, if we really do want to help develop people around the world in whatever culture and community that they find themselves in, we have to be here for a long time. We have to be here in 10 years and 20 years and 30 years and 50 years, right? We have to be here so that whatever legacy it is that you build with us can be carried on after you're gone, right? And there's a couple other companies on the planet today that has happened. And for us, that is one of our biggest goals. And so all the decisions that are made, we have a proper board structure here. There's not one owner that wakes up and makes a decision that could impact you in a negative way, right? They wake up on the wrong side of the bed. Every major decision that involves the field it goes through a board, right? And they're appointed seats, and it's all structured out, and there's a legacy plan so that as some of the founders pass away, one of them is 82 at the moment. Incredible wisdom he carries with him, right? But as he passes away, there's a plan in place so that his family can be represented, and the business won't even will be sad, but there won't be a stutter, right? In how we operate and how we do business, because it's rock solid that way. So, guys, I'm telling you, if you're gonna take a chance on something, I don't know, and I've been involved in a few, I don't know of a better company with a better community and a better product that you could take a chance on. So That being said, I mean, Mark, Kathy, Danielle, you can jump in if you'd like to. I'll take some questions if there are any, if you want me to go that way, but happy to help however.
Well, I will say I have another Zoom on this same bridge in 8 minutes, so we can maybe take a couple of questions, but then not too much, not too many.
Yeah, perfect. Hey, I'm whatever you want, buddy.
And I know Louis, you had your hand up. Are you out there, Louis?
Yeah, I mean, I'll just be real quick. Young or old, when people come to this call, like myself and like you, Mark, we came to this company with a one-trick pony, one-dimensional mindset of bullion. We just got to find the best price of bullion that's a little bit over spot. And the collectibles took a little bit of time to really understand. And if you do the certification training, it blows your mind to realize what we've been missing out on for all these years. And somehow you guys have come up with the recipe, the blueprint for coming up with the most beautiful, intelligent, and psychologically, like, people just are attracted to these coins. How did you come up with that recipe? And what's the best way to convey like the message of the collectibles, especially to the new people on this call?
Fantastic question. So I will try to wrap that up I'll try to wrap that into one thing as fast as possible. The most important is because of our marketing arm, you guys out there sharing the message, it gives us incredible leverage, right? We have disrupted this space more than anyone has disrupted it in the last 50 years in the collectible coins. We're creating more collectors on a daily basis than anyone has in the last 30 years. So that being said, it's allowed us to build some incredible relationships around the world and kind of have our choice on who we work with, what mints we work with. And I'm telling you, there are some that are way better than others. And so one of the secrets is the partners that we have and the ability that they have to make the coins, right? Make such high quality, beautiful coins. But the second part of that recipe for me, and this is what's important to me, is the stories that the coins tell. Like, there are some coins that are just beautiful on their face value, and that's awesome, right? But if you look at most of the coins that we make, that we have made, there's always some kind of story or meaning or message with them. And at the end of the day, look at the 5-ounce Pearl Harbor coin. You look at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier coin. Like, those are coins that have so much meaning to so many people for whatever reason, because they have a connection to a military service, a family military service member, or they had a grandpa that served in World War II, or a grandma that helped out in World War II, or someone that was at Pearl Harbor. Like, do you know what I mean? And so that one has incredible power because it makes so many connections in so many ways to people and who they are and what they care about, who we are and what we care about. And so lots of the coins that we make, that's our angle, because at the end of the day, it's about developing people, right? If we can all be just 1% better every single day, then we actually are going to change the world. So I think that's most of it.